going to play Game Dev Tycoon, but we're going to go back into the past and we're going to look at what if things were not the same. What if something changed in one particular person? What if someone didn't want to become a real estate billionaire when he was given a ton of money, but instead he wanted to become a game developer? That's right, today we are going to look at what if Donald Trump had decided to make video games instead of doing real estate. Pretty much everything about his life is going to stay the same way, except he is going to develop video games. So let's see here. Trump Industries. We're going to have to give him some obnoxious hair. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the epic comb over, so we are going to have to go with a weird blonde spiky thing. And we are going to, sweater vest. That's what we are going to have to give him because he's classy, but not classy to the point where, overbearing. So then we're going to start, and I have played this game before, but we are going to go ahead and play anyway, just to see what would happen, like I said, if Donald Trump made video games. So here he is, in some shabby basement, garage type thing. Surely his father had given him some $70,000 to start his business. Just a measly $70,000. So let's see. I think, prison. He would probably like prison a lot, considering it's a place that he's probably been toying with many times in a lot of his business practices, but never quite got caught. But this is the beginning, so he don't quite know about prison yet. Instead, he lives in a world of science fiction, where everything goes his way, and nothing ever goes against him, because he is the Donald. When it comes to which genre, let's see. He would probably go with a strategy game, because everything about his life is a strategy. And he'd want to spend the most money, but get the most bang for the buck, so he would probably be a PC guy, because even though it's a cheaper development cost, that would actually attract him rather than just throwing his money about to show off. So we're going to go with PC. Now when it comes to the name, again, his entire world is science fiction, so we are going to have to give it the perfect name for what describes Donald Trump. Women are objects. Because what's more science fiction than the way that he treats women? Definitely have to use graphics, because women are all about how they look. So here we go, developing our first game as Donald Trump. We will follow what's most important here, but we will rationalize why they're important to Donald Trump. Gameplay, everything is about how you play the game. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life as long as you are playing the game and making everybody think about what you want them to, rather than what the truth is. And with that comes the engine, the logic behind everything. The logic doesn't have to make sense, but it has to sound good. And the story that he gives, doesn't have to be a great story. It just has to sound logical, which is why those two make sense. So here we go. Using Donald Trump logic, we are going to make our very first video game. And clearly when you're talking about Donald Trump, nothing quite makes sense, but somehow in the end, always everything comes out to be successful. So the level design, everything has to be designed precisely how Donald Trump wants it. It doesn't matter what you're saying. Dialogue is very unimportant. It's just about punchline. How well you say it, or rather, what you say isn't important, it's how well you say it. So it's about designing what you're saying. And artificial intelligence, there seems to be a lot of that in the Trump campaign in general, so here we are 35 years in the past, and artificial intelligence still, I'm sure, with all the people that worked around him, were very important then. So we are going to make our game, Women Are Objects. Now I'm sure as Donald Trump progressed, he got much better in everything that he did. How it sounded, what it looked like really wasn't matter, it's just about how it sounds, because when you actually get to the point of it and you start actually investigating what it is that he's doing, the looks don't matter, unless you're talking about the women themselves, and then in that case graphics, or looks rather, would be all the way up. But in this case, women are just objects. It doesn't really matter what they look like, you just gotta sound good, and you just gotta design it good, and that's all there is to it. Everything else is unimportant. So here we go. Using up some more of Daddy's money that, just a paltry loan. Alright. So let's finish this and see how Donald Trump's first game goes. Getting a whole bunch of experience. Because we're just starting out. We are just a young Donald Trump at this point. So we're waiting on a review. We have to see just what the reviewers think of women or objects. It looks like it's going to be pretty good, actually. A lot of people agree that women are objects. They are indeed objects. See this guy, Game Hero, they're an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about. That guy's a loser. Game Hero, that's a has-been magazine. Nobody cares about Game Hero. They're out there. Don't worry about them. Alright. Trump Industries, a newcomer in the game industry, has just released the first game, Women Are Objects. The game received favorable reviews, except for that one who we're not going to talk about because they're a bunch of idiots over there. With such a good start, Trump Industries is sure to gain fans quickly. Everybody loves Trump. Everybody loves Trump. Trump is all there is. So now here we are. We're going to generate a research report about our video game, and we got to see what other people think about how women are objects. We got to know how can we market our message. And that's the most important thing, is how do you market the message? It doesn't matter what you're saying. It's just got to sound good to the right people. Again, logic is important, but only in so much as it makes your argument sound good. Alright, our post-release analysis of Women Are Objects is complete, and we got the following results. Graphics seems to not be very important for this type of game. Like I said, the looks really don't matter. It's just about how you put that punchline in there and how you make your message sound, because ultimately what matters here is applying that artificial intelligence to everything that you do and making sure that people just follow what you do blindly and what you say blindly. And especially in the case of women being objects, you just want them to follow you. That's the most important thing, or at least according to Donald Trump. So here we are. We're definitely making money. We're doing very good. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to make another video game. We've already attacked women, so our next game clearly has to be about something equally as important, which is illegal aliens must go. Oop, and again, we're going to stay in the realm of science fiction. But this time we are going to have to play an action... No, let's go with adventure. Adventure sounds good. We're going to go with an adventure game. And again, bang for the buck, we're going to have to stick with the PC. And do the best that we can do in this genre. And again, it's all about how it looks. So we're going to go ahead and make this video game. Illegal aliens must go. In this case, we do have to present a very good story. We need to make it sound as good as possible. And we gotta play the game. Even though it's not as important clearly as before, it still is very important. And in this case, logic is completely out the window. It doesn't matter about anything to do with logic. We just have to make it sound good. Those aliens must go. And in this game, I think that the primary goal, especially since it's an adventure game, is to build a wall as high as you can. That's the entire game, is you're going to have to go and you're going to have to put brick upon brick upon brick and make a ginormous wall. And that in itself is going to scare these illegal aliens from even coming near us. And again, dialogue is very, very important for this kind of game. Because when you're talking about illegal aliens, you need to make it sound as though they are vicious, as though these creatures are coming at you with 10 million arms and 10 million legs, and they're eating your young. Because that's what illegal aliens do. And that's why they must go. And the design of the argument in this case really isn't important. It's about how graphic it is. It's about how strong of words you have to use. And intelligence just drops here. Because it seems like the more people think about it, the more bricks that you stack on this wall, the more likely it is that these aliens are going to go. It doesn't matter that this argument really doesn't make any sense when you look at the logistics of it. So the intelligence goes way down. Way down. So we're going to have to make our words as strong as possible. But that sounds like a great game so far. The illegal aliens must go, where you're stacking bricks, and in this case, it needs to be a pretty wall. It needs to be a gorgeous wall. It needs to be a huge wall. Huge, huge wall. And that's our goal here, is you gotta stack them bricks and make that wall as huge as possible. And then the aliens will be scared off, and they will go. So far, I'm liking, I'd play that game. Hell, I'm making that game, because I am Donald Trump right now. And it looks like our Women Are Objects game sold extremely well. So let's see how our illegal aliens must go. What is this saying? Recent market studies suggest that the Govador G64 is steadily outselling competitors in the PC sector. Consumers prefer the lower price, greater availability, and flexible hardware configurations over home computers. However, Donald Trump don't care about that. They're idiots over at the Govadors. You see, because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what the future's going to bring. And Donald Trump has inside information about what the future's bringing. And in the future, the PC is going to be it. That's all there's going to be. So they're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. So now here we are. We're waiting to get our results on this Illegal Aliens Must Go game. And so far, it looks like everything's good. So now we're going to wait for what the reviewers say. And frankly, I've had some issues with some reporters in the past, specifically one group, but they're a bunch of idiots and they don't know what they're talking about. So we're going to have to see how it goes this time. Alright, that's not bad. It's okay so far. Pretty concise. Looks like the idiots are getting on board. Good, you got to get on board the Trump trade. Aw, all games. What's going on? See, I know this guy. I know this guy. He's not very smart. He's not a smart guy. All he does is he goes and plays golf all day, and he doesn't know what he's doing. And I don't even know why he's running a magazine. He's running the magazine into the ground. You don't know how huge this is going to get, because that's the point of getting a gaming industry, is you got to make it as huge as possible, and you got to make some high goals. You got to make yourself absolutely 100% in charge of everything that you're doing. Our post-release analysis of Illegal Aliens Must Go is complete, and we got the following results. Science fiction and adventure is a great combination, and dialogue seems to be very important to this type of game. Again, everything like I just said, you gotta have an adventure game where you're stacking them bricks. But I think for now, that's where we're gonna leave this. Donald Trump Adventures in a Game Development World is just starting. So we'll see exactly how his time goes as the years progress, and as Donald Trump becomes a much greater influence in the gaming industry, just like in real life, how he became quite a prominent figure in the real estate industry. But for now, thank you guys for watching. This is Strong Arm Zed. Take it easy.